Oh, hello everybody. Welcome to what's going to be a wonderful time with Soulstone Survivors. We're going to punch through a couple of levels, and I'm going to feature a couple of things that will be available in the future. I have some unlocks from the demo, and as you see here in this version, the other characters are all available. Sorry for the stutters with the sound. I cannot make this game work sound-wise while it's in the background. I hope these things will get fixed. So, sadly, I haven't managed yet to unlock more of these characters. I felt like featuring the Paladin first, which is the first of the new characters to be playable here. I have already unlocked the Assassin, but I didn't like the playstyle of this too much. And it's going to be really a blast. The runes aren't finished yet, sadly, but we're going to get there. What's finished, though, is the rest of the levels here. And we're going to go through the new curse system as well. So there are now new difficulty levels, as you see here, a system with 7 tiers, and I haven't managed to beat tier 3 yet. So let's check on out a tier 2 game and have some fun while doing so. So feel free to check on out the support links in the description box below. There's Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee as ways and means to support this channel, and I'd be delighted if you'd give them a look. As a free content creator, I can really use all the help that I can get, and these things do mean a lot to me. Thanks to all supporters out there, and a special thanks to all of you who are using the Patreon, because that's really quite a meaningful thing. Enough of the ads, let's start slaughtering. So the Paladin's thing is that he's really good at making enemies vulnerable to crits. His basic skill is literally that. So let's pick on up some powerful strikes here. And let's see how this will work on out. So far, so easy. The first few waves are always that boring. This is now curse level 10, which means the enemies are already beefier. There's random meteors dropping from the sky whenever I kill enemies. So let's go for Shockwave. Shockwave is pretty brutal right now. Hemorrhage is insanely powerful, and Shockwave's also featuring a nice hitbox, as you see there. And here we finally see our first elite enemies. Poisonous Blood. Oh yeah, whenever we apply bleed, we also have a chance to apply poison as well. Now all I need are skills that apply bleed. Hey Noah, welcome. Happy to see you, mate. Hope you're enjoying your time. So, Frailty versus Expansive. I'll take Frailty. I'm a big fan of these. So, Smite Titan's Cleaver. Oh yeah, Titan's Cleaver is a fun one. Indomitable. No thanks. Multicast versus Expansive. Well, let's pick up Multicast, because multicast is just amazing, whereas Expansive, well, you get so many area of effect bonuses, here you see, plus to all the frontal effects. Let's pick that up, this is amazing. And there's immediate returns, 40% bigger skills. You totally notice the difference, don't you? Wow, alright. Good stuff. So, let's pick up Body Slam, because I do like that build. I played that once before, it's pretty amazing. That's pretty nasty to have exposed weakness there versus multicast on Titan's Cleaver. Oh, I am a little bit unfortunate with the cam. So, but I'll take the multicast on the Titan's Cleaver. Double casting your attacks is just brutally strong. Let's pick up some armor, because Titan's Cleaver is scaling off of armor. That's pretty cool. There we go. So, Holy Fire, Straight Line, Dazed and Disoriented. Alright. Triple on critical strikes. Let's do this. This sounds amazing. Alright, so... more area of effect on the Titan's Cleaver. That's pretty nasty because I wanted to take the magnet, but I won't. Oh yeah, agile. Movement speed is imperative. On this difficulty level, not so much yet, but it'll be more and more important the longer you play. Alrighty. Might. Well, Flame Wave. Let's pick up the Flame Wave first. Although I'm not a big fan of the Flame Wave, we can replace it nevertheless. So. Oh dear, that poor boss. We're totally clapping him. So, multicast on area effects. Not so much of a big fan. Area effect for Titan's Cleaver versus well. The thing is, area of effect alone ain't that ain't killing anybody, but you can't always build on that. So, well, magic missiles. Let's do this. This is at least also a frontal skill. This build is now totally stacked on frontal skills. I do like to have a focus in my builds of sorts. I love this game. For me, this is personally, I'm enjoying myself here even more than with Vampire Survivors. I love both games though. But this game here this is way more scratching the ARPG itch of mine. So, I definitely got my favorite already. So, more critical strikes. Yes, please. Gimme, gimme. So, the Holy Fire is oddly enough not listed as a frontal skill. So, we could replace that with another skill with a frontal tag. But Subdue is extremely short-ranged, so I'm not interested. Multicast on Shockwave versus Behemoth. Ah, damn it. That's a pretty rough one, but let's just stick with the multicast. I love multicast. It's a powerful thing. So, damage increase on all swing skills. Well, it's 2 skills only, but you know, 30% damage up on 2 skills is still an amazing thing. So, damage modifier on Holy Fire. Well, since Holy Fire is that one skill I do want to exchange soon, it's finally time for an magnet. So, Heroic Strike. This is the last frontal thing that we're going to pick on up. So, large area where I'm aiming at, confusing the enemy, reduces chance to hit, and has a chance to get hurt whenever you want to attack me. That's pretty spiffy. Alright. I'm pretty sure that this is now way too strong. So, damage increase for everything holy. As a paladin, I totally agree. Yeah, why not make that sword even bigger? Sure. I'm reaching the point where it stops making sense to upgrade the size of the Titan's Cleaver skill, though. Oh yeah, Venomous. Why not? I do love to stack on hit effects. So, let's upgrade the Blades of Light cast frequency instead of increasing the AoE of that skill even further. So, damage increase of Shockwave, hell yeah. Relentless. Extra cast frequency, hell yeah. It's basically attack speed. So now we have 3 skills that get an attack increase out of that. It's getting better and better. Jeez. Poor monsters. This character is pretty strong here. So Frailty, why not? I like the Frailty debuff because it's just increasing the damage the enemy suffers. Not so cool or not so important for the basic monsters, but it's extremely valuable on bosses. It's a boss shredder trait, basically. So, damage increase on Heroic Strike, yes please. Lexi, where you at, my man? So, multicast, hell yeah. So, yeah, well. This difficulty level ain't that hard. It's noticeable, but we're going to head on over to a to the difficulty levels that I wasn't able to beat yet soon. Because here, even the elite enemies are crumbling quite quickly. I think I did a great job here with that build. So why not make every other skill larger as well? I've been playing this a lot before this stream. It's been a thing that I wasn't able to put down for quite some time. Oh yeah, stronger magic missiles. Why not? XP. Oh yeah, make that shockwave bigger. Why not? So, what's also, I don't know if this was already a thing in the demo or not, but in this version, every character class has also skills linked to itself. So the Paladin has a couple of tags that his active skills get drafted from. As you notice there, we have a lot of physical skills, we have holy skills, we have a few arcane skills, so... And now every character class basically has that set of different skills that they, or a skill pool that they can draft from, which is feeling amazing. The Barbarian finally feels like a Barbarian, and the Pyromancer feels like a Pyromancer. It's a really, really great change to the system. Come on, more crits! I mean, we are now at, what? Only 35% chance crit. That's pretty low, actually. I need more. Needs more crit. There we go. Paladin's pretty strong, I notice. So. Rare power. All skills slam larger. Well... Actually, I'm not that interested in larger anymore. I'm more interested in more ouchies. Bastard kills. Still have a time record to do. Still have to beat the game in 10 minutes. But I don't think this run will do. Fateful Strikes versus Touch of Ice. Well... Actually, I should have taken Indomitable because I get stronger by picking up armor, but whatever. Drink enemy blood. So, ends the reign of Rimworld? Nah, not at all, man. I just had my dosage of Rimworld already today. I am, at the bottom of my heart, a very, very, I do play a lot of different games. And I do enjoy games like these a lot, because they are quite cathartic. You can enjoy yourself for an hour or two, without having to think too much. It's pretty nice from time to time. Especially as a strategy gamer, I do appreciate some chill-out vibes from time to time. Thank you, Noah. I don't really recognize myself like that, but if you say so. It must be like that. So, more area of effect. Watch that shockwave now. It's a little bit larger. By the way, the skills are a little bit more transparent. Let's turn off the transparency for a moment. I just turned that on today for the sake of visibility here. But I guess you guys... Here, that's what the shockwaves are actually looking like. I do the transparency thing because it's, well, on this difficulty level it's not that much of a big deal. but on the higher difficulty levels, I really need to see where those red blots are landing on. Nothing sucks more than not to be able to see where the enemy hits you. So, magnetic. I want some loot. I want some loot magnetism. Well, I guess enemy blood. We all have our go-to unwinding games, because you know, I'm a very cerebral gamer. Totally. I love thinking while I'm gaming. But from time to time, it's also just cool to play more instinct-driven and reflex-driven. Appreciate that a lot. Alright, this dude. Here comes the laser. But yeah, I'm ridiculously strong here. It doesn't really matter what we're drafting here anymore, because we're just clapping those poor fellas. Alright. Personally think that Shockwave is absurdly strong, because it does inflict a massive bleeding skill, for free basically, while Hemorrhage is a stronger cousin of Bleed. It also gets benefits from the enemy moving, so basically it has a chance to reapply itself or deal extra damage while the enemy's moving. Whatever might be the case, this means this is a extra fat form of bleeding, and as you see there, skill is already pretty large. I really do love that Vampire Survivors invented basically a new hype behind that horde survival genre. Because let's face it, Vampire Survivors did not really invent a new genre. They just hyped it up to no end. And now we have lots of these horde-like survival games. And I tried out most of them, honestly, because I'm a big sucker for that genre. And so far, Soulstone Survivors is the best that I've played of these. Because they, you know, they got a lot of that action RPG vibe there, with the skill bar and different character classes. We're also collecting mats to craft ourselves new items. And I don't know where that rune system will go to, but yeah. This is definitely more than just a clone. This is more like its own spin-off, so to say. That's how I would like to call it. There we go. So we're almost done with that run. Also do appreciate the average run length of 15 minutes of the game. So it burps and it aims at me. So my dude, get wrecked. Well, this build is melting bosses down quite quickly. There we go. Level up doesn't really matter much, but yeah. Hello, Portal. So, we reached Prestige level 5 with the Paladin, so... Damn. Camera has to be living here, eh? So, let me readjust a thing or two. Oh, got it. Okay, now off to the harder parts. It was just a nice warm-up round. So, character-wise, well, the Paladin is quite fun, and like I mentioned there, you can draft Arcane, Fire, Electric, Holy, Swing, Thrust, and Slam skills on him. And the other classes have all their own roster of available skill types. I totally dig that. So let's play some Spellblade, how about that? And we get to unlock more and more active skills by playing the game. And that's also quite a lot of fun. So, what upgrades here? Increasing my block power. Yeah, alright. Block power is a... I wish they would have called it evasion. Everybody would know what we're talking about if they'd called it evasion instead of block power. But actually, if you successfully block, you mitigate the entire enemy damage. Okay, so I don't want to go for an easier run here, Frozen Wasteland, as you see I haven't unlocked the higher levels yet. So let's head on over to the Scorching Valley and go for Tier 3 curses and get spanked. Alright. That wave skill is exposing the enemy, increasing the next damage they take. Alright, but I do one thing. I have to reduce the special effects visibility. I hope you guys don't mind this too much. But I won't be able to survive otherwise. So, multicast on Arcane Slash. Legendary quality. Hell yeah. Nice, man. Oh, I forgot to do a little bit of a evaluation of the damage graphs there. Dang it. Well. So, what are we going to pick on up here? So, our skill types here are Arcane, Swing, Frontal, Magical, and Physical. So, Thunderstrike, random hit. Well, I'll take the Firebolt, if anything. Okay. Ah. Damn tree. Curse you, tree. Plot twist, you cannot dash through the trees. Who would have thought? So, Magnetic. Magnetic isn't so far very interesting because in this game it does not only give you a higher pull range on the items, it also increases your XP multiplier, so the earlier you got it, the better. So, Paralysis, or Slow, well. The Ice Vortex doesn't deal any damage, though. So let's pick up the Heroic Strike here, too. Damage increase on Heroic Strike, oh yeah. Multicast on Heroic Strike, wow. Game's rewarding my decisions quite generously here. So, Thunderclap, oh yeah, I like that one, too. Let's grab them resources. Another legendary multicast. Boy, oh boy. So, area increase. Death Vortex. Arcane Beam. It's another nice frontal skill. Or Arcane Disc. Well, let's take the Arcane Beam. I like that one. Oh yeah. General 15% increased crit rate is quite spiffy, I think. But let's get back and let's get away from these walls here. This is generally bad to fight there. You don't want those bosses cuddling with the walls. That sucks. It's way easier to have a 360 circle to kite around them. So another increased size of the Heroic Strike. This feels quite large by now. So, another round with the Titan's Cleaver. Well, we already had a good time with that one, so let's pick it up again. As you see here, the Spellblade has quite similar skills as the Paladin, but not quite. We have a... But this build would have worked on the Paladin too. Oh, Unbreakable. Reduction of damage flat is extremely powerful. Can't say no to that. So, Thunderstrike. Oh, I'm skilled out. So, Yeah. Heroic Strike already is on level 6, so... Alright, let's see how the boss fight will go. Resilient, why not? Titan's Cleaver is, after all, scaling off of armor. So, armor is now a viable trait. And here, welcome to difficulty level 3, where one boss is just not enough for you. While these bosses are ridiculously harmless while they're alone, the pressure they put up once they are duoing is amazing. This is one of the best choices of the devs that I've seen so far, to put these bosses up as a duo. I love this. So, let's see, there's Frostbolt. I don't think I want to go for any bolt skills, except for possibly magic missiles. But I think I don't need anything. I'm unsure of if the Firebolt is replaceable, but whatever. Here we get a attack speed increase on the Firebolt, so that question has been dealt with. Alrighty. So this is looking quite good so far, but I take way more damage than usual. Because it's almost impossible to avoid all of this. So let's see if I can manage to win this on camera for the first time. That would be amazing. Oh boy, Flurry. Yeah, well. Let's replace that with the Arcane Beam. I love Flurry for what it is. So, area effect upgrade. There we go. Oh boy. So, you see those knives flurrying around? The transparency is killing the effect a little bit, but I think it's visible there. It's a volley of knives, and it's a pretty strong skill. Swing. So, 30% more for 3 of my 6 skills. That's outright amazing. Arcane Overload. Spin your weapon around you, applying exposed to all nearby enemies, firing 20 arcane missiles at random positions around you. That sounds amazing. Sadly, I am already fully skilled out for this run. But that's one thing I love about this game. There are always way more cool options per run than I can possibly choose. And then there are so many options to mix and match these. Really a lot of goodness going on in this game, believe me. So... oh yeah, let's go a little bit more agile. But I'm pretty confident that I might win this run, because I didn't have the death protections when I tried this the first time. So I have basically 2 extra lives. I grinded them out. I think that's a very, very viable thing to get deeper. So, multicast. Multicast is always amazing. The chance to cast something double is really, really cool. And if your multicast in this game exceeds 100%, well, then you just cast it a 3rd time. No problem. Alright, magnetic, let's go. Like I said, it does not only make the radius larger where I get the XP, it also increases the amount of XP I get as well, so it's really, really appealing. Upgrading the Firebolt, just so I can be sure that the skill is at least going to pull its weight. Yeah, Relentless, more cast speed. Basically attack speed. Ah yeah, double, nice. So far, looking good. So, damage increase on Firebolt versus area of effect on the Titan's Cleaver. Well. Oh, this boy has a flamethrower attack. These circling flamethrower attacks are really, really dangerous. So I just gave away 15% of my movement speed for 30% more damage. That is a pretty risky deal, but at the end of the day, I consider it very, very much worth it. Because that's a 30% global bonus. And 30% global more is a lot. Here, we usually only get 10% tops. Or, well, no, 15% it would be in blue. Right, make those skills larger. Ow. Alright. First dude down. Let's take the prophetess down as well. Alrighty. Oh yeah, 12% multicast there. So, dear sound, what are you doing there? Let's notch down the SFX onto the same level there. And let's see if those burping noises from the monsters still go that loud. If so, I cannot change them. Yeah, 10% more crit. At which crit rate are we there? 50 freaking percent. Nice. That's pretty good. 50% crit is amazing. Yeah. Those elite enemies are really exploding damn fast. That's great. Yeah, agile. Let's claim back that movement speed that I traded into attacks into damage. There we go. Whoa. All jumpy. Oh yeah, finally some damage on those daggers. I like it. Right on. Yeah, bigger Titan's Cleaver. Why not? There's nothing wrong with screen-filling attacks. Oh, it's the next double boss experience. Alright. So we got Mr. Freeze and the Demon Lord. Ah, dang it. Totally surfed the wave there. So let's see if I'll die this time too. Multicast for everything frontal. Hell yeah. That's why I like to focus my builds. These nodes are the reason why. So let's head on over to this healing crystal. Oh, yikes. Got pinned down there. So far, so bad. I mean, the first boss is pretty deado already. But, so am I. And that ice dude didn't take too much damage whatsoever yet. Oh, well, alright. He's at 50%. I shouldn't be that pessimistic, but... we're only 200 enemies away from the next boss fight, so... bosses get damn resilient now. So, Venomous, Frail, or... yeah, let's pick up Frail. Like I mentioned in the last run, I like Frailty for what it is. Softening up bosses, making them take more damage, that's a pretty good stat. Because if anything is clear, then the fact that this guy wasn't passing away fast enough. So, multicast on these skills. One cannot have too much multicast. Whoa. Alrighty. That ice dude is really annoying. Yeah, let's increase the armor power a little bit more. And yeah. Alright, so just got done with one duo. And then we destroyed enough enemies to summon right the next duo right away. I hate it when he does that. So the laser dude, it's really damn important that you stay close to him. There's nothing worse than staying very far away from him, because that laser has this logic. The further you are away from it, the harder it is to dodge it. That's because of the radius thing. It's hard to explain in simple words, but basically the further away you are from that thing, the harder it gets to escape the angle. Right, this duo here is way less problematic than the last one somehow, but not all bosses are problematic in the same way. Here we have a lot of poison puddles that we have to avoid. These, by the way, if you stand in them, deal a lot of damage continuously. And that laser dude, well, if you manage to stay close to him most of the time, he's pretty harmless, but if you don't, he's pretty dangerous. The worst combo is if you have this guy with a boss that's forcing you away from him. There are a couple of bosses that are really good at denying melee. This is more a survivor-like. I don't know where they will go in the long run with the game. Right now you have material gathering mechanics, you have a leveling mechanic for all those characters, you gain prestige levels, you unlock new gear for them, which you can forge out of the materials that you gather. So I feel like the devs behind this game are quite ambitious with the things that are up on the table, but right now this plays a lot like the most horde survival games, but in a very good way. I wouldn't recommend this game so much if I wouldn't like it. You know, that's one thing you can't always be sure in this channel. I'm not buyable. I only feature stuff that I think it's great. On this channel, I don't feature crap, and if I feature crap, I clearly stated that I'm not convinced of the product. That's one thing I guarantee to my audience. I'm way too much of a geek for crappy products. And hi there, Overwatch. Nice to see you, man. So I'm not sure what will happen next. We're summoning the last two bosses in a moment. I mean, I still have my two resurrection buttons. So 2 times when I would die, I'll be receiving a 50% heal. So we do have 2-second chances, but that guy just hit me for 60 damage. That was pretty nasty. I do receive a minuscule healing whenever I level up, but besides that, I have to wait for health crystals to spawn. That's the only source of healing here. There are also skills that would heal, or at least there's one skill that we could learn, but oh boy. So without the resurrects, I'd be totally doomed now. Due to the resurrects, I do have a fair chance. Oh damn. So, give me a sec, I need to remove a bot. Well, the skills aren't actively used. They are all being fired automatically. Don't be fooled. I'm only controlling my character here. You select the skills that get fired. You manipulate their cast speed and their characteristics, but you're not using these skills manually active. You're aiming a portion of them. For example, this character is featuring a lot of frontally aimed skills which follow my cursor, basically. The heading of my character is always following my cursor. So it's going quite well so far. I'm frankly surprised. I still have both my resurrects, so would be spiffy to end the run with both of them left, eh? Let's work on that. So I just collected another gem. Oh boy. Got a big fat smack in my face. Those bosses don't want to leave me alive. Yeah, but totally realized that increasing the skill transparency is was a great thing to do. So, enemies are pretty roughed up already. But so am I. Oh, there's a health crystal on the border here. So here we go. So I can't read right now, fellas, but you surely forgive. So, skills are bound to the character. You select those skills, as you see here, and every few level ups, you can actually exchange one of those 6 skills you have currently equipped with a random draft of these. So you aren't even bound to the build that you drafted in the first place. I find that extremely comfy compared to lots of other games in this genre. So you basically get to try out the skill, if it fits to your build or not. And you get a tiny penalty, because, you know, you gave up a level up for that. If you exchange it later, you basically gave away the rewards of 1 level up. But seriously, compared to being stuck with a skill I hate for the remainder of the party, that's pretty good. So, wow, I won this for the first time. Nice. Well, yeah, the user interface is a little bit weird on that end, but all these skills get cycled automatically. Right on. So, pretty cool. I won another time. Let's see where I cannot win anymore. So I gained now 10 prestige levels, and I unlocked a new skill here on that character. These skills can now show up on all characters. That's a cool thing. You unlock characters with you unlock skills with certain characters, and then everybody with the fitting traits can draft them. So what's the next set of curses? So more meteors, even less healing, even more elites. These are repeating. Even more elites, and that's now the new deal. Pillars of Despair. So these shoot stuff after me. So epic materials. Yeah. So there's common materials, uncommon materials, rare materials, and epic materials now. The thing is, right now you are only able to process these materials. There's no content yet implemented for these things, so I'm really curious to find out what they'll implement. This game is far from being done, content-wise, so I'm really interested in that. So Overwatch, if you're still around, maybe maybe watching a run from the beginning is making it a bit less confusing, because if you hop on in here at the when the build is already completed and we are in the middle of a run, things are pretty hard to understand, I think. Alright, so we start with this Arcane Slash, so yeah. More cast speed on that thing. Directly more damage. Alright, so many enemies now spawn in AoE. Quite happy that you tuned on in. So, use arcane energy to hit enemies in front of you and make them vulnerable. Alright, let's try that. Pretty high cooldown on it, so I hope it kicks ass. But that's all. Oh, well, alright, it's pretty high range, though, so... Alright. Pretty underwhelming for that wind-up, though. 16-person multicast and everything is pretty amazing. Always a good pick. Powers up everything in your repertoire. Usually. There's only so and so few skills that are immune against multicast. I think all those ray spells are. So... Holy crap, this is scary, man. So effing many dudes now. Yeah, Mr. Simon, that's exactly a good that's a good summary there. That's why I like this game so much. So let's do some bolt build. I want to go for some bolts this time. Holy crap, this will be so much XP, though. This is the fun part about these harder levels, though. So Flurry, I did like that one a lot. Because, you know, in this damage level or difficulty level, we spawn a lot more elites, but at the same time, a lot more elites also make a lot more experience. Yeah, that's true. Overwatch, that's true. That stuff is extremely confusing still, where I gotta say, a couple of these numbers I enabled them myself. I'm still tweaking the user interface to my own liking, you know? Area modifier for everything, please. So these skills all suck. So, Arcane Assault. Let's give this skill a fair chance. So, Relentless. Yeah, cast speed. Hell yeah. So, I'll stay with that setup for once. It's no bolt build then. But I think other characters are better fit for that. Oh, look at that. This must be the obelisk thing. It's shooting stuff after me. Here. So we basically have now extra mini-bosses spawning here. On top of all that other stuff that's spawning on me already. So I am personally also a pretty big fan of Vampire Survivors. I played that game a ton after a pretty cool guy gifted me the game. I totally wasn't able to put it down afterwards. I was very skeptical whether or not I liked it. And if you are skeptical whether or not you like the genre or not, you know, I can only say, try it out. Well, I do hear you, man. I do hear you. I'm a little bit on the, well, I wouldn't call it in my case a attention disorder. I am scoring like 33 to 50 points on the autistic spectrum, so I know what you're talking about. Information overload bothers me surely a lot. And this is where this game still has to polish on, but version 0.36, you know. Loop-de-doo. Ah, more Arcane Assault, please. I want to give this skill a chance. Whoa. There's so many red fields below me. Jeez. Damage increase for everything AoE. Well, that would be only Flurry and Flame Wave. Not a big fan. Alright. Oh, there's the Arcane Overload skill. So, yeah, I want that. Whoa, did you see that? This is pretty cool. So... Holo Cure. I haven't checked out this one, and Simon, I totally know what you're talking about. The especially with the long-term motivation thing. Vampire Survivors is a bunch of unlocks, and it's a blast until you get there, because it's damn well made, and there's a lot of love put into everything there, you know? You totally notice that the people that make this game are loving their product. But I'm personally a sucker for depth in games in general. So we got those tower thingies again. And Vampire Survivors just doesn't scratch my itch in terms of building depth. Totally enjoyed my time, and I don't regret the time that I spent with that game. But yeah, pretty sure you know what I mean. Oh yeah, we got a big fat agility upgrade there. Yeah, there's a big difference between free to play and really free. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. So often free to play is only the more expensive version than a game to buy. That's so depressing. So there's a red gem that I didn't pick up. Shame on me. Yeah, let's pick on a fire shield. Why not? So far, so good. Leviathan, extra damage, reduction of move speed. Yeah, we can afford it. I've bought so much move speed. That's, by the way, the reason why I do buy the move speed wherever I can. Because this one upgrade lets you trade move speed into damage. And it's a damn good trade. You always get double the amount of move speed. You get always double as much damage as you trade in move speed. So 15 move speed for 30% global damage is fat. I think it's even overpowered. Because all I need to do is pick agility upgrades whenever I see them. And then I can transform every 10% of move speed into 20% of damage. I don't know if this is really that smart from the devs, because I see that you can probably build a strat even around that, but maybe that's intentional. I don't know. The thing what I love about Soulstone Survivors is, for me, pretty clearly that it has so much incentive to build the characters every time a tad bit differently. There are so damn many skills to choose from, and I mean really, really many, even for every character. And you unlock even more of these, and this gives you a lot of incentive to experiment around with something else every time, which is great. This is exactly what this kind of game needs. Yeah, that's true, Overwatch. That's really interesting to see, because I have played a lot of these, let's call it BS likes, and a lot of them are actually genuinely good games. I'm quite surprised about that, because often you have this spin-off bonanza where the games actually suck. You know, the colony game trope that RimWorld kicked off, for example, is a good example. RimWorld basically spawned a wave of bad survival games on us, and a lot of them are genuinely bad and boring. And the horde survival game, the horde survival genre, is a little bit easier to fulfill, I think, even with low resources. Boy, you're getting smacked here a bit. Ugh, I hate that ice boss. He's putting up so many obstacles, you know, and he's also shielding away projectiles. Yeah, it's like every game, Simon, I want to pick up more skills that I actually am allowed to pick up. I want to try on out every time new skills there, and I end up playing this game more often than I actually planned to. I was really excited to finally get to stream this, because you know, I wasn't allowed to yet. All right, let's get done. Let's get those towers gone. So I played the demo of this game at CrapCon, but I was very, very underwhelmed by the difficulty back then. But now that that this game has extra difficulty levels, yeah, well, you see what it's doing to me. multi-clap, cast, and flurry. Well, is that even technically doing anything to flurry? Well, there are spells where it's super hard to see whether or not you are actually experiencing a flurry effect or not. So caution, boss incoming. Oh crap. The spiky wave hit me in the aftermath. I need HP. I'm so damn roughed up. Oh crap. Really need to pay better attention to that. Lost my first extra life now. So dude brought up the flamethrower against me. Yeah, now I'm back on track. Yeah, but here we are totally only surviving off of upgrades. This run would be already over without the upgrades I bought. So, multicast on that, yes please. Let's surf through these experience bubbles real quick. Hopefully get ourselves some more backup. Unbreakable, that sounds spiffy. Do like that a lot. Ooh. Let's circle those bosses and hope we'll survive. A little bit sad that I already lost my my first rebirth. So random like that, but whatever. Oh. First those stones. All right. Gotta make a run for the healing gem there. So we sadly don't get that as much healing out of these as you'd possibly want to, but you know, there's always something, I guess. All right. Biggest problem I'm facing is that feeling as if I'm just not dealing enough damage here. Whoa, what is dealing damage to me here after all? Ah, no, not trees again. So, there's a nice little healing crystal for me again. So we're almost at the next spawns. It's always the worst about this, that you're always fighting against the clock. And here I died again. Don't even know to what, damn it. Yeah, well. Looks like my build ain't really killing it fast enough. Ow! Crappy crap. Alright, this is quite something. So we're almost we're as good as dead. And the next wave of bosses was already spawning there. So difficulty seems pretty heavy, yeah. But keep in mind that we are right now missing one gameplay element right now, or two actually. First off, the rune system isn't there yet, and I bet that this is a suite of upgrades that we're totally missing here. As you see, we're going to be able to equip 5 runes. I bet that this will allow us to equip here. Stuff like that. So, oh yeah, Rotato, that was one game that I also wanted to check on out. So, there. Rogue Genesia, I also played that one, yeah. There's Spellbook Survivors or something like that came out a couple of days ago. That was one game I haven't found time yet to sink my teeth into yet. So the Spellblade failed in trying to win the tier 4 difficulty, but you know, that's also quite a brutal one. Alright, let's play some Arcane Weaver. I loved that character in the demo. And let's chill on out in the Frozen Wastelands on a super easy map. So this character's aiming is entirely random. You cannot aim manually with this character's base skill at all. It's automatically... Here, they seek random targets, so... At least you don't have to aim for yourself. And after trying all these other games out, obviously Overwatch knew a couple of games that I haven't seen yet. I gotta say, Soulstone Survivors is the big winner in the general department. You know, had the most appeal on the various levels that I checked the game on out. The higher difficulty there, one thing that crosses my mind is it feels like I really want to try out a build that can stay on a high distance to these enemies. So, summon a large explosion at my position. Oh yeah, let's do these. Let's do more random clutter on the screen. Oh yeah, this is amazing. This could be a very, very fun build. Yeah, Simon, I totally hear you, man. I totally hear you. That's a day or two ago, I thought like, man, there's just so much stuff coming out every time. I have such a massive backlog of things that I want to work on or get worked on. So cast frequency of arcane sparks, hell yeah. So there we go. Here it sucks a bit that I cannot farm these ores manually, but whatever. Starmac. Never heard of that one, to be fair. Glacier. So, alright, let's try that out. Attack speed of arcane sparks. Hell yeah. Magnetic up. So, lightning bolt. So this build is totally random. So far, I don't have any skills that are aimed directly on somebody. So let's pick up some agility. I should, or I would like to pick up one skill though that has a little bit more direct aiming, out of the simple reason that, you know, it's a little bit annoying if you cannot open up resource containers manually, but so. I'll take Smite, although Acid Rain would be a skill that I really would like to have too. But Smite is pretty cool. And while it's also random, it is a source of healing, although on this difficulty level I don't need that, I think. So let's pick up more agility. I value movement speed a lot. Oh yeah, expansive. That's pretty good. Especially when your build is mostly flinging around random little projectiles. Ice Vortex. No. Meteor. Oh look, it's one cutesy little enemy. Only one. I'm somewhat afraid that there will be a difficulty level where I get to fight 3 bosses every time. I'm somewhat afraid of that this will happen. Agile, 30% more MS. Wonderful. So, Arcane Missiles. Yeah, Arcane Missiles attack speed. Now we're talking business. Alrighty. More damage on the Smite. That's good. More damage on the Meteor. Yeah, let's do this. So, Acid Rain. Let's see. I want to exchange that for the Lightning Bolt. So now I have at least one skill that's going to be aimed. Somewhat aimed. So, Merciless. More crit damage. I have a flat chance to crit on all my characters. out of the skill tree. So it's always a good thing. Larger area of effect for arcane skills. Yeah, why not? It's only 2 of my skills, but still. So, let's do some stat stacking here. Venomous. Yeah, well, under these circumstances, let's pick up the Unbreakable. I mean, this is a ridiculously easy run. So. But we gotta do this. So, upgraded arcane sparks are quite spiffy. I do like that. I opted out on the extra dash there. Yeah, I kind of ditched Twitch. The thing is, here on YouTube, I do earn my money more reliably. Whereas on Twitch, if nobody subscribes or donates, I don't earn any money, and that sucks for me. That gives me a very, very unpleasant pressure towards the audience, you know? This gives me the feeling that the audience has to spend money to make the thing worthwhile for me. Whereas here on YouTube, you guys can just hang on out. I get the ad revenues, and that's pretty good. If you donate some, I'll be even happier. But at the end of the day, it ain't that mandatory as it is on Twitch, and I enjoy that a lot more. Besides, I do have most of my audience is YouTube, so... Survive and Slayer, Survive and Thrive. I haven't seen that either. You have a really good eye for these things, Overwatch. So I occasionally still stream on Twitch, but that's more like when I do some wacky streams, like streaming some idle games, or I do stream in the just chatting category from time to time, still. But that's it. So... it's a bit weird to have no real aimed skill here anymore. But it doesn't really matter either, because... just strolling around and doing my things, killing off dudes. I like that. Although the boss kill speed is a little bit, I'm not so happy with that, but whatever. Guess there's always something. But I do love how this, game produces characters that totally feel different every single run. That's pretty cool. Like here, the arcane missiles and the arcane sparks are defining my build so much that it really shows. It is really feelable that these are the defining cornerstones of my build, and that's pretty cool. While I was playing Vampire Survivors, I ended up crafting always the same items after a while, because I figured that there aren't too many better choices than a couple of items. Yeah, that's that. I know what you mean, Simon. If I don't have to aim my skills, I am freer in my movements. Well, yeah. I agree, Overwatch, I agree. And also, while Google and Twitch are both more or less despicable megacons by now, I gotta say, I dislike Jeff Bezos more than Google. It's subjective. That ain't objective at all, but if I have to decide if Google or Jeff Bezos is stealing my money, I'll take the nameless tech overlords of Google instead. Not as if it would be a good thing, but you know, content creators as me, we don't really have any choice. You know, there is no real choice. There's either YouTube or Twitch, or you don't have any bandwidth. If I'd be only streaming on other platforms, nobody of you would ever know me. Yeah. The Twitch is being owned by Amazon, in case you didn't know. That's why you can do Twitch Prime subscriptions if you are an Amazon Prime customer. That's why these things are linked. And gotta say, I'm pretty pissed with the B, Zaz, for ruining my one of my favorite fantasy worlds. You know, the new Rings of Power series is a mess. It's a joke. I did enjoy it though, because I do enjoy trash from time to time. But it is a it is no Tolkien for me. It's just a fantasy series that has a lot of money, and it's somehow playing in Middle Earth, but it's a pretend-like Middle Earth, and oh, that I don't want to start on that topic. It would lead too far. Yeah, Alphabet is a different venue than Twitch. With Alphabet, I have still the feeling as if they actually want to build something, whereas Amazon is only made to dominate. The entire corporation structure is made to dominate the international logistics networks, and to infest them and to make them theirs, and if necessary destroy other structures that are in the way. Yeah, well, I lately watched Rings of Power with my wife together because we had a reason why we needed Amazon Prime for a month again, and so we went through it. And I gotta say, one thing one thought didn't leave me. If these guys really spent a frickin' $1 billion on the Stam series, why is there no blockbuster actor in it? Why is nobody acting in there? No big face. Nobody you would know. Nobody you would expect. No. Just people that you don't know. I was wondering whether or not the real famous actors actually don't really want to work with Amazon. You know? Maybe it's like, nah. If the offer comes from Amazon Studios, they're like, nah. Leave me alone. I really got the feeling as if. Because there's really... This entire cast is filled with nobodies. There's not one actor I knew or loved or liked or whatever. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why they didn't bring up a couple of famous faces at least. It's all people you've never saw before. I mean, I genuinely enjoyed my time, but a couple of things or most of the things I didn't like. I mean, I knew what I was getting myself into, and therefore it wasn't as hard to, well, I wasn't that disappointed. Wow, I'm dying. And, yeah. But as a big fan of fantasy, as a big fan of Tolkien and Middle-earth, I can only say, what the hell were you guys doing with all that effing money? Seriously. Owies. I'm totally getting ripped here. Well, luckily I'm going to get revived if I die here, but wow. So... let's use our smite to heal ourselves up. Oh yeah, alright, so I got my revive heal now. So what the hell is hidden here like a drug? That Demon Lord boss is totally bonkers. He's a lot stronger than all the other bosses in the roster. Whenever this guy shows up, I'm in trouble. I realize that it's almost always that boss. So next level up, I'm gonna read the chat again. Right now. So I need to find a source of healing. Oh, sheesh, that's a crappy run. So that build sucks, just so you know. Suckiest build in a while. So there we go. The randomly aimed skills in this game just don't do enough damage. That's one thing I permanently run into. It's only the aimed skills dealing really reliably enough damage, so... Well, Overwatch, I personally see it like that. The more civilized and the more modern a civilization grows, the less privacy is there. Privacy is one of the first things that you get to give away in a high-tech society. I'm watching a pretty interesting. I watched a pretty interesting video about that from a science fiction channel that I love to watch. Everybody who likes that topic should definitely check out Isaac Arthur's channel. This guy does great things. If you don't know his name yet, check out Isaac Arthur on YouTube, just like Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke. And this guy made a pretty lengthy video about post-scarcity civilizations, like basically where all the human needs are fulfilled, there's no hunger anymore, we've beaten aging, and all these things. And he stated out one thing: all these wonderful things which keep us safe, which keep us happy and all, they all require personal data. Nothing will work there without personal data. Even those machines that will give you immortality and eternal youth will require all your medicinal data all around the clock. Some machine, some department, something will always know your exact amount of nutrients in your blood, your heartbeat, everything. Everything. And nobody would say no to medical immortality, or? Wouldn't you? And therefore, it's a very, very sensible topic, and one that really needs to be handled well, the privacy topic, because, you know, you have to put this power over the people into responsible hands. But right now, who's that supposed to be? You know? I personally think the best thing us humans could do would devise a sort of a super AI that manages all our needs, basically, or everything, or logistics, government, whatnot. And for that, this AI gets access to all the data, but the data has to be a black box. Like, you can put stuff in, but you can't take information out. That would be one thing how I could think it could work, but at the end of the day, this is a very, very difficult topic, and very, very smart people, smarter people than me, need to work on that, I think. But what I actually wanted to say is that I have long given up the urge to protect my privacy. I try to give my data not to malicious people, but corporate things, you know. My whole business happens on the internet, so I'm as glass as a human being can possibly turn. Sadly. But at the same time, I do enjoy the benefits of that a lot. But sometimes I'm really, really, you know, for example, my kid, I try to keep him off camera as much as possible. And a lot of other things I just do for the sake of his own privacy, because, you know, he's too small to decide about his own privacy, whether he wants to show up here on the camera or not. You cannot let let an infant decide on that. And all these things, they are so difficult nowadays, you know. So, level's almost through. Die already, you ice monster. So that build sucked, man. So. Yeah, that's a good point, Overwatch. That's a really, really good point. And towards Simon, yeah, that's the problem. We are suffering right now, in my personal opinion, one of the biggest data thefts possible. Those companies these days, like Facebook and Google and all these fellas, they tap into your browsers, harvest valuable data there, and give you nothing. Yeah, well, they give you their service for that. Okay, but that's as good as nothing. That's truly as good as nothing. And that's why I really, really am critical towards corporations like Google and Facebook and all, because they basically harvest data from you and give you all back almost nothing. You get to use their services. Hey, hooray. Like that, just like that quote goes, if a service is free, then you are most likely the product. That's pretty true. Oh yeah, check out Isaac Author. If you like science fiction stuff, this guy is the man. He's really doing great things. And I like about him most that he calculates the craziest things through. And I mean really thoroughly. And it's all well researched, and you know, this guy has a very, very high standard on himself. And really enjoy the stuff he does. Definitely changed my perspective about a lot of things in the science fiction department. So, the last build was too sucky to repeat. Let's not go for random skills anymore. So that, well, I'm not sure if I'd like that arcane disc skill too much. It does hit like a truck, though. Here, it does a lot of damage. Yeah, well, I guess that's good enough then. So, multicast, hell yeah. Damage increase on arcane. So, arcane shield. Absorbing damage lasting when the shield expires. It costs 40.5 times the damage it absorbed. Alright. So, it does sound pretty underwhelming, but I want to try it out nevertheless. Maybe it's pretty good. Alright, let's stack up on these arcane skills. I think that's one of the best things that I can do for now. Let's try and make a pure arcane build this run. And that's not what I talked about, you know. Every run I try out something else and I love it. Well, I don't think you need to rely too much on timing with the arcane shield. I personally think that this is more like a thing which does its thing, then it's good, or it doesn't do its thing and then you didn't need it. But if you needed it, it'll shave off a big portion of the damage. That's what it does. The damage is more like the icing on the cake. So let's go for extra multicast. I love extra multicast. More agile. Agile is also very valuable. Multicast is, especially on builds like these, a real godsend. Like, my basic skill gets so much stronger if I cast it 3 or 4 times at once. So, Chaos Bolt. I'm just picking that now because I have to pick something. Actually, I'd prefer to have an entirely arcane skill bar at this run. I don't know if this is going to be possible, though. So, more multicast on arcane missiles. We already have a 96% chance on that spell to be multicast. With these 8% that I just bought, that's a guaranteed multicast. So here, Arcane Sparks, yeah. Arcane Sparks is again quite random, but check this out. We stocked this skill on level 4 because I bought so many skills that actually boost up arcane skills. So yes, that's rarity. Green is uncommon and blue's rare, and so on and so forth. Exactly. So that's where you have really a randomness factor in the game. So I think Alazix is pretty overpowered. Really hope that this guy sees some nerfing. This is the only boss so far that really brings me trouble every time I see him. So more area of effect of arcane skills. There we go. I love focusing into one branch of the tree and then go crazy about it. It's just well, Cosmotier is a game that I still have to dig in. I just had one horrible run where I did so many horrible decisions to begin with, and I haven't had time yet to restart that. Attack speed on arcane missiles. Look at that thing go. We have now 0.4 seconds and a automatic autocast. That's pretty cool. So this time I invest a little bit more into HP, and now I'm looking for some other arcane skills to fill my skill bar with. Arcane Beam, hell yeah. So let's change that with the Frostbolt. So now I have something more aimed. I do like. And here with the beam spells, I'm always not sure whether or not you actually get multicast on these. I mean, I do have a 48% multicast chance on that, but it's, you know, do I shoot one ray or do I shoot two rays? It's almost imperceptible. Oh well, similar armor, why not? It's more percentile damage reduction. So let's check on out if I find another arcane skill or not. Well, I'm still working on my own tutorial for Cosmotier. I'm a little bit late in that regard, but whatever. Cannot be the first on everything. I did a lot of working on biotech, RimWorld biotech, I mean. That filled a lot of my time there. There we go. So, magic missiles, of course. Dude. Full arcane build. So. Now we're talking. It's probably a pretty good build, too. Impending Doom. Well, no, I want magnetic. It's the first magnetic upgrade that this character picks up. Thank you, thank you. I haven't found any life leech skills whatsoever Overwatch. The only thing I found so far was Smite, which does heal you and damage the enemy. That was the only skill so far that I found that was actually healing my character. So damage is pretty sticky here in this game. You do receive some heal on level up. There's a trait that you can skill on the skill tree. So that's another option. But actually, the higher difficulty levels all do nerf your healing. So This game wants you to suffer in that regard. So agile, yeah, let's do this. But I think I finally fixed up a pretty good build. Multicast on magic missiles, hell yeah. Just looking good. Pickup on well, it is not really pickup. There are these green crystals, and if you smash them, you get healed. So you don't need to pick up the healing, you need to destroy the healing item. A bit weird, I know. So yeah, why not? But except for that, there's only that level up healing or that skill healing. Yeah. So these healing crystals are, so far, besides of one skill I know of, the only source of healing. I find that quite good, because seriously, the level up healing is quite powerful. Here, Smite. Smites a random enemy and heals you for 5 if you stand inside it when it procs. Oh yeah, 30% agility. You know, that gives you at least an incentive to pick up those defensive perks for real. So armor and these things are a lot more appealing to pick on up. Yeah, well, the since you can look these, you can perceive these healing crystals that spawn as kind of a floor chicken drop, and what this game also has, which Vampire Survivors had not, are these heals on level up. But yeah, they are not really that available when you need them. I'm not sure how the devs will stick, or if the devs will stick to that policy in the long run, though. Like I said, this game ain't finished yet. And I think at the very moment while I'm playing it, the very high difficulty levels are nightly unplayable because of the runes not being implemented yet. I think this is a very, very big problem right now. But, well, I heard the runes are to be implemented before the before the full release, whatever that means. Don't know if they want to implement the runes before the early access hits town on the 7th of November, or if they want to get them done before they get the early access done, but that would be a silly remark. So I am very optimistic that we'll see the runes before the early access hits the market. So here we're again totally kicking butt. So I've just picked up a power up for all things frontal. Yeah, attack speed for the magic missiles. Well, there are enemies that aren't made to damage you too much. You see those little suckers with the explosive barrels on their back? They're mostly made to move you. I have a... here, you see it there. These guys are just made to move you. They aren't made to really hurt you. These red effects, these are made to hurt you. And the goblins, their main purpose is to either A, shove you into these things, or B, to disorient you hard enough that you'll accidentally stumble into any of these AoEs. The amount of these exploding goblins is also steadily increasing with the difficulty levels. Basically, the higher the difficulty level, the more of these explosive dudes are around, and they are quite frankly annoying. One thing I wish there would be that these healing crystals could be saved if you are full HP, you know. It sucks a bit that you just need to walk past them and accidentally open them, and then you cannot leave them for boss fights. Probably that's intentional, but it would feel quite great if you'd be not using them accidentally. How many classes are in the game right now? I'd say 16 or so. We can count them after this run. But I mean, you basically should count the different tags of the skills also. because every character is basically an assortment of skill tags they are related to. Well, this game looks damn ambitious. That's one thing I gotta say. This game looks damn ambitious. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when we're done with that level. Whoa, boy. Totally melting that golem, dude. There we go. So, 0.3 second spell cast on my main skill. Hell yeah. Always lovely to have a good draft and enjoying that. So, full arcane build seems to be pretty good. Especially the arcane shield is, I think, a lot better than I originally thought, because it just you know, it ain't about the explosion, just like I said. It's about the damage mitigation. And by the way, I think Overwatch, the arcane shield here, is also one of the reasons why you don't see me taking damage quite often, because I think the skill is eating a lot of the damage I'd be taking. It's by now soaking up 51 damage, and that's actually quite a lot. Now we had definitely a moment where that skill prevented some damage. I totally saw that. Yeah, so... Oh, multicast on arcane missiles. Hell yeah. We are now at 156% multicast chance. That's an average of 3 applications of that skill per cycle. And since we have 3 cycles per second, we have now roughly 9 to 10 skill applications per second of the main skill. That's where the randomness of that skill doesn't matter too much anymore as well. So more relentlessness. Oh yeah, that's even... It's even more cast speed. Hey, yeah, like I said, Meth Gamer, this game is really cool. I wouldn't recommend it if it wouldn't be captivating me that much. It has a capacity, but it gets recast every 17.2 seconds. Basically, if the 50 damage don't get used up after 17 seconds, it gets a refresh. I think the shield spell is amazingly powerful. I think I totally underestimated the power of that thing, because it actually does shield you from a lot. And here we only have 70% effect potency. You could even go further. And every percent of effect potency is increasing the shield, so this thing has potential. Surely helps against these cases of sudden death or sudden loss of HP. I like that. Especially since this is providing you artificial HP. This is, in so far, damn interesting, because if you ever run into the situation like I had before, where I was almost dead, you get constantly extra 40 HP, and they get recycled, renewed every time, even if you don't get a heal. That's pretty powerful. That's a good notion, Overwatch. That's a really, really good notion. I would like that too, to see how much damage that thing is still able to mitigate. So, let's check it out. So here we have a dozen, 14 different characters right now. And as you see here, these characters differ in stats, in the available skill types. Every character has a couple of unique skills that you can unlock. So for example, here the Pyromancer, I have already unlocked a couple of skills with him. And most of them come with a weapon that you can forge as soon as you have enough prestige for them. And my guess is that there will be a lot more weapons, because you see gray weapon, green weapon, and we already know the color coding of the game. And if we check on out the blacksmith's shop, I do already have blue materials. I saw there are purple materials. So I strongly assume that in the long run, we'll be seeing even more items there for the characters. Alright everybody, that's the end for me. I thank you all for watching. It's been a great show. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you did as well. And feel free to drop me a comment on this video. Feel free to drop a thumbs up on that one if you enjoyed. Please consider also to subscribe and do the bell thing to stay notified when a new stream hits town. And also you can check out Twitter and Discord where I announce all my streams before they happen. Please be so kind if you like the channel to check out the support links. There's Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee as ways and means to support this little project. And as a free content creator, I can really use all the help that I can get, and I'd be delighted if you check it out. Also, big thanks to all the supporters out there who are already supporting this channel. You are truly amazing and make so much possible. So, everybody, have a good one. And one last question. Basic attack is based on an equipable weapon? Correct. So the first skill on your character is always defined by the item. And you can also replace that skill, though, during the run. You can shove that away if you don't like that. So, catch you all next time, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.